Hello, welcome to another Rooted Cosmic Soul Insight story. Today we're going to spend some time with Neptune and the Mothers and see what story they want to offer us in these times of eclipse and deep Piscean waters and Venus retrograde, Saturn coming in deep, Mars now in retrograde. So today I'm doing it a little bit different in that I have, when I was cleansing the decks and conjuring the energy for this, kind of got a message of like where to lay the cards to help us with the story sequence, or really not sequence because it's a spiral, but the connections that we can make. So we'll see. I have this idea in my heart. We'll see what it looks like in the 3D. Okay, so per usual, I've already cleansed and cleared the decks, but I'm going to shuffle them 1 or 2 times for you to infuse your energy in it as well. Asking Neptune and the Mothers to give us a story. Asking Neptune and the Mothers to give us a story. Thank you. We're starting out with the African goddess. And we're going to get some insight in the story through their nature, through divine nature deck. Insight from mystics. What part of the story is it? The mystics oracle is Neptune and others want to offer. See. And this is the mystical shaman oracle. So, mystical shaman oracle. What message in the story Neptune and Mothers want to offer us from the mystical shaman? Shay, my goodness. Okay. My energy just like, I have so much joy in my chest right now, in my heart, in my throat. Like, Shay, yes. Okay, and then this is the Transmuting the I deck that I created based out of my love language, which is self-inquiry. This is going to offer us a little bit more tangible things to lean into or explore if we so choose. This one I was told to do this, like this. This we're going to do 6 cards. Okay. Okay. To be transparent, I paused. Um, I paused my recording to kind of sit with this because, um, you know, when you, I ask the mothers to show up and tell a story with Neptune, they're not messing around. So we have a pretty intense offering here. I'm going to do my best to convey. It's really beautiful. So it opens up with Queen Ya Asantewa, and her concept is level up. Is this idea of you're ready. You. This is so much coming in so fast. So this is definitely going to be a message for those who know very clearly that you have been on a spiritual path, an awakening path that is about your connection to your divinity, your connection to the unseen, your magic. You likely already, this is a story for those who already, in some way, shape, or form, identify as una bruja, a witch, a hoodoo, a priestess, a shaman, a mystic, an acolyte, like whatever word, an apostle, whatever word you are using is fine, but you know what I mean. And this story is about accepting that has been the path. This is not for folks who are just coming to the path. That has been your path. You have been walking it, whether you have in the past trusted it or not. You are stepping into this moment of eclipse, and the energy that Neptune and the mothers are offering you is a very clear knowing that this is your path. And so Queen Ya Asante Way is saying, level the F up. You are ready. And with it is, this is the African goddess rising deck. And in many African cultures, it is not about individuality. Like rugged individuality is a very Western idea. This is about high tide raises all boats. Like as you pull yourself up and you let the world have your energy. If you let yourself have your energy, the world has your energy. And it is about bringing yourself up and your community, whatever community means to you. That could be very localized or that could be very global, both and. But the story starts with level up. Bruja, level up, because you are ready. If you are, if your story includes some doubt, know that one of the things you can do to rein in the mind, because those are going to be thoughts, is to focus on your North Star. And, sometimes it's really easy. Focus on your North Star. What you can do to know you're focusing on your North Star is center integrity, right? Center your integrity in terms of this path that you have been on. You're on an awakening path that is spiritual in nature. And spiritual, I'm talking about, like I said, the alchemical, the transformative, that which cannot be named or seen in traditional circles and spaces. And so that knowing of your being, your authentic self, center in that, in the integrity of that, like the fullness of that, the knowing of that, because that's going to help you create further growth, balance, gratitude, commitment to the path, and communication with the energies around you that want to communicate with you. Like I said, the energies in this story are strong. The mothers and Neptune are like, this is deep and wide. It's really deep and it's really wide. There's a lot of communication that wants to come out. So once you can, once you can get the mind under control by focusing on your North Star, focusing on the fact that you are on a spiritual path, engage your higher heart because you are ready, right? So the higher heart is below the throat, above the heart center, below the throat chakra, above the heart chakra, think in between the clavicles, I want to say, like in your chest plate there. So if you are not familiar with higher heart chakra, definitely recommend, like the story here is this path is about engaging that energy. And so do as part of your awakening, as part of your continued awakening in your spiritual path, just start exploring, understanding where that is, what it is, how to engage it. For folks who have, I'm hearing Mary Magdalene, for folks who have an affinity for the energy of Mary Magdalene, read her Gospels. In there, she speaks about eye of the heart. I believe eye of the heart and higher heart are the same. So if that's the route you want to go, great. But there's other, places you can go that speak about, there's a little bit more newer understanding of higher heart chakra. But you are ready, which leads me to the story moves into like you it is desired that you level up, that you step into your power because you're ready to share that bounty. You're ready to share what all of the learnings, all of the knowings, all of these things that you have been doing and walking through. It is desired that that gets shared with the greater collective, again, whether that is your community, right? That collective, whether that is local or global or anywhere in between. Many of us know that, the divine feminine never left. The divine feminine has simply been waiting, has been, and the that energy no longer wants to wait. The energy is coming in full force, and your path. This story is about you being part of that energy that's bringing that forward. That's bringing a balanced sense to our reality, and that share your bounty is about you helping bring that balanced state. Because many of us need to share our bounty to bring it in. If you're starting to, in the story, if you're unsure what to bring, of all the gifts that you have to offer, the light that you have to bring, if you're unsure, sink into your heart again, like your heart space, the place where you explore, you understand, and you step into your feelings, your emotions, your intuition, the idea of flow, like, do spiral practices, any heart-based action. In particular, when you're out in the world, listen more and talk less, right? Like really spend some time with your throat and heart chakra, that when you speak, you are speaking from a heart-based space. It's heart-based action, and it's inspired, right? It's inspired from the fact that you've engaged the higher heart. The mothers and Neptune also offered this. I have to actually show you this, which I love, right? So I'm recording this March 17th, deep in the heart of Pisces season. Excuse me. And we were very clearly given a Pisces card, Pisces energy. And it is, again, it is speaking to this story that you are in about your spell work, your divination, right? That, as you know, it's time to level up. So gather your materials. Uh, see exactly what it says. I can't really read that. Let's see. And revel. Gather materials and revel. Step under the moon. And so this is about just owning. Maybe for some folks this is a story about thank you for that. Yep. This is about the witch wound, and it could also be called toxic masculinity, ancestral wound. For some folks, it's going to be that there is a history. There's a very specific, distinct history of experience in your lineage or a past life around the many instances of witch burnings. It could also be an experience of colonialism and imperialism of the Western Empire and Catholicism and Christianity, and that someone in your line made a choice for survival to give up their earth-based, pagan-based, witchy ways. And part of the path that you're on in terms of your awakening, this very specific spiritual awakening, is awakening to those dormant gifts and the awakening to the work, your spiritual path, the awakening that you've been in, that has been about healing wounds. And so all of the knowledge that you've been acquiring around spell work and divination, you have enough. You know enough. You're going to continue learning because that's the nature of Ashe. I had a dream last night. When I woke up to capture the dream, the thing that I wrote was, to be the witch I want to be means to rework. And to rework meaning not necessarily repeating, but releasing. And later today, I was writing about this idea of understanding the ways in which slowing down and reviewing in this time of eclipse season is a gift to allow for a deeper level of discernment of what to release, what to keep, and what to release as we move into this next iteration of our concept of time and reality. And that's the story being told here as well. Like, I know that, very much this story, much of this is speaking to me as well. And I know that I'm on a shared path. There is a distinct, beautiful group of us who are on a shared awakening path of newness to this, right? We're not third generation witches, right? We're not necessarily already priestesses in a particular spirituality. We don't necessarily have the access to the elders or the secret knowledge that many other people might, and which is a beautiful thing, right? There's no competition here and there's no envy. And it is the reality that for many of us, we have been groping in the dark, teaching ourselves, figuring it out. This is that story. If that's what you've been doing, this is your story. And it moves into Wild Woman. Like, the last card I drew was like the Wild Woman card. When the Wild Woman shows up, when 100%, it is about stepping into all the things that you've cultivated, all the knowledge, the understanding, the gift that you have is ready to share. It's really interesting because in my broom closet recordings, it's not going to come up yet. I think it comes up next week, but I already channeled it. I asked the guards, guardians, and goddesses who walk with me, I asked for one of them to step in and give a message to the broom closet recording audience. And it was Ra that showed up. And his message was, share your gift. Share your gift now. And it's a very similar message. With the Wild Woman, the only shift is like, it is specifically around, yes, share your gift, but from a very divine, feminine, free way. Throw caution to the wind, and anything that remotely feels like a box, trappings in a toxic masculine way, or anything that is imbalanced, lacking harmony, anything that feels like you can't throw back your head, open your neck and howl at the moon. Anything that tells you don't do that, throw that out. The Wild Woman is like, nope, we're here to be 100% authentically ourselves, which leads to the last two insight cards that arrive, which is from, again, heart space. This is all heart space, divine feminine. Heart is messages from the divine feminine about exploring at a deep, deep self-inquiry level and internal gaze. And this is saying, ignite your access to immanent power. IMMANENT. Immanent power meaning power within. The power that you have by virtue of breath, by virtue of the life force energy, the chi that is you. Ignite that. Be that Wild Woman. Step into your spell work and your divination and share the bounty of that beautiful Piscean, deep, spiritual, thick energy. Because you're ready to level up, whatever that might mean. And as you are stepping into that Wild Woman, do it with this sense of great, great, great love and understanding of your divinity and your oneness with Source. And the more you explore that Wild Woman, the more you're going to pull back the layers to help you see you are definitely ready to level up. The other interesting thing is, again, I have a deck of Archangel cards, and after I cleansed the table before I put these other decks down, I had asked for a particular Archangel to show up. And it was Saraquel, the Restorer. She helps to heal past wounds and restores balance and harmony to relationships. So I do think that is definitely, like I said, that is definitely speaking to the journey. This story is about a journey that you have been on, that on the surface level, one could say it is about coming into one space in a spiritual way. Like I said, like maybe you're deciding to become a Yahweh. You're stepping into being a priestess. Maybe you are deciding to go to theology school. Maybe you're deciding to go to a monastery, go meditate on a mountain for 8 months, Maybe you're deciding to take a apprenticeship in witchcraft with an elder. Maybe you're just, taking more, like you're doing all these different things. You're learning tarot. You are developing a relationship with crystals, with herbal medicine. Like you're doing all those things as a means to be in this quote unquote spiritually enlightened spot. And to get there, you were also healing past wounds. And in the healing of past wounds, restoring balance and harmony to relationships in a construct, a current reality that is completely out of balance. And a lot of our relationships are based in codependency, gaslighting, right? Lack of transparency, lacking vulnerability, outward gaze, fix it, perfectionist, competition kind of situation. This story is confirming, affirming that's not your path anymore. That was the path. You are ready to level up, share your bounty with the world, use your spell work and divination, gather all the materials and revel in what you know and be that wild woman, right? Foster the mind, focus on your North Star, engage your higher heart because you're ready to do it. Explore listening more, talking less, really look into the throat and the heart chakra work. Imagine co-creating with varied perspectives. You know what's really interesting is I skipped, that's the only card I haven't spoken to. Let me think about why that would be. Growth groups and creativity. Imagine co-creating with varied perspectives. It's actually right next to the share your bounty, and there's the matching colors with her dress and the color of this card. So I'm going to say if you're up, and this is a 3 and this is a 3. So if you're in this story, if you're like, I'm not really sure how to share my bounty, consider it's going to be something around being in relationship with, partnership, conversations with other like-minded folks, but their perspective is different, right? So, which is always going to be like, we each have our own perspective because we're individuals, but, and imagine what would it look like to co-create with the folks who are coming at a very similar story as you, but are coming at it from a different race, a different class, a different gender representation, a different sexuality, a different country, a different academic background, a different trade background, a different, in that nature loves diversity, right? And this is actually from the Divine Nature card. And in her little basket here, she has all kinds of, it's the bounty, but it's all kinds of different fruits and vegetables. And that's the space to co-create. You're co-creating and coming together to share this bounty that is meant to impact this moment in time on Earth, because that's why we came here. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture of this and put it and inset it in the video. So if you're listening to this, but not looking at the screen, and you want to really see the cards, now would be the time, because I'm going to put it up right now while I'm talking here, because I also think that there's just something really powerful about the connection between these cards. The fact that, yes, I have a lot of cards that are particularly divine feminine focused, but this is the only deck here that would be, I think these are all pretty much very much divine feminine. Every card I pull is going to be a representation of divine feminine. These other decks, that's not the case at all. But what came out was very clear depictions of a divine feminine energy that is definitely like between here and here. Look at it, just really shares like in her dress is very similar to this dress here. Her blue skin is very similar to this blue dress that she's wearing. There's synergy between this energy that is in back here and the wild woman sort of forest energy that's like she's coming out of a dream world. Like I feel like that's the Neptunian energy holding Piscean energy. And she's like, yep, we're gonna come up out of this and dance with the moon in all my glory. She's coming out and floating out of that deep, dark, beautiful womb-like energy of dream-like state of Neptune and Pisces, and she's floating out in this watery, beautiful way. You know, and it all begins with a very strong, clear energy of the divine feminine. Step up because you are ready for this. You are ready for what is this, to step into your craft, to share your bounty, and to be that wild woman. So for folks who like to have something to write about or sort of a mantra or affirmation, if you want to like really sit in Queen Ya Asantewa energy, it's called a goddess declaration. It is divine timing is on my side. So if you need a prompt, just write at the top of the page, divine timing is on my side. This means to me, or I feel this in my body, ... right? And go through and just let it, channel whatever comes up. And then for this witchcraft, there is a words from a witch that I'm going to read for folks. So this is words from a witch for the witchcraft card that showed up in this story. Hello, young one. Young not in age, perhaps, but young in experience and the age of your spells. Fret not, for from experience wisdom will come, and then all your efforts will have been of worth. I ask for patience, yes, but not for me, but for you. Of all the witches and queens and goddesses who have come before me, it is your kind, those who bring new life and love to our craft, whom I have the most faith in. In experience, we find knowledge far deeper than all the books in all the world. So be that wild woman and share your gift. Shine brightly. It's my pleasure to bring this message. As I said, as soon as I laid down all the cards, the energy, this is a really positive, this is super positive. My chest, my throat and my chest are humming. And it's like this, it's just feel like I almost want to cackle with glee and giggle like a child, like giggle like a child or someone who's telling me some really, really, really good jokes. So thank you for bringing this energy. Thank you to the mothers, to Neptune, to Pisces, showing up hardcore, for the insights and the story that this is. I am grateful to our ancestors who rolled up in here, our higher selves, our guides, our guardians, and the Archangel Saraquel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. my energy is going to stay with me. Your energy is going to stay with you. And unfettered and infinite love and gratitude to all who are hearing this and beyond.